Good evening, guys. Welcome back to Prospects eRacing League Tier 4, Round 4, Canada. Joining me tonight is Chappers once again. Good evening, Chappers. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you, and it's very great to be here once again for this Tier 4 race we have in store for you here today at Canada.
Absolutely. Now, I don't know what's going on. Why have we got... do we normally have game music here? We don't, do we?
I don't believe so. I haven't got game music on my end, which is quite strange here, but
we'll wait and see what happens when we go in. This is a bit weird, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening here.
Could be another game-breaking glitch.
Well, yeah, I've got waiting for players, but I've got the music in the background. There's something not right there.
Yeah, that's very, very odd.
So, you know, it's always a pleasure dealing with a you know, EA stroke Cody's game. But anyway, T-Mouse coming in. How you doing, Villeneuve? Let's hope if I finish this race, I'm sure you will, Villeneuve. And then whoop Tier 4 says it says T-Mouse. Oh, now we've got. Oh, wow, that is so weird. Right then, guys. So yes, 16 drivers out there. All 16 drivers will be participating in qualifying this week. Just Comey-san, how you doing, man? And being polite in chat tonight. That's good to see, Comey. It's good to see, mate. Good to see. Mason, hello, humans. Mason, why are you not racing this evening?
One of the Red Bulls is just coming out, I've just noticed. I think it is Mark 7.
Yeah, there is.
It is Mark 7 God. I just saw on the pit lane of him coming out, so Mark 7 is the first driver out. One of the Mercedes, also of T the Boy, it's also coming out. All the drivers are heading out now.
T-Mouse. Comey doesn't respond to me all day. Also, Comey appears in chat. That's a strong word there. And I'm on holiday all week. Interesting. Interesting. Where you gone, Mason? Interesting. Where have you gone? Is it anywhere that sells nice food? There's a T-Mouse send. Oh, T-Mouse has blown us kisses, Chappers. That's nice to see.
It's lovely. Thank you.
I'll make sure to catch them and hold them very close to my heart.
Ah. Alright, anyway, I'm going to head on to the show so I can actually see chat this time.
Race prediction, MZ win, Just Gaming and Kai podium. Oh, that's bold. That is bold. Jivan, how you doing? Welcome in once again tonight, mate. How you doing?
Great Yarmouth. Nice.
Oh, do you know what? We're actually staying in Yarmouth. I was in Yarmouth a couple of weeks ago. We stayed at a awful hotel down by the coast. Nice time though. It was a really nice little break. But Mark 7 God going down into turns 1 and 2 here. As he's on his first flying lap of the evening here. We're going to see whether. Christ, that is loud in my ear. Bear with me 1 second. Turn that down. There we go. We'll see how Mark 7 God does. And guys in chat, what do we think of the prediction is going to be? So we've already had one already from T-Mouse. What do everyone else think? But yeah, the beach is lovely down there, Mason. It's a really nice little village. Yeah, Javan, I'm good, thank you. What do you reckon, guys? What are the predictions for our podiums tonight? Mason saying, come on, MK and Justin. So we've got some Red Bull fans, actually, don't we?
I believe Mason is actually one of the Red Bull drivers, and Justin is his replacement for today, because Justin was in the McLaren last week at Silverstone.
Okay, that makes sense then. 13.5 for MK7 God. Now, I'm hoping that was just a banker lap for these guys, to be honest. 13.2 for Esports Pain. And 11.5 for Kai. There we go. Now we're talking. Wow. Guys. 11.5 for Kai. Pole position last night. I can't remember what it was.
I can go and have a look if you want me to, just to get the information for you
I want to
guys.
say it was a 10-7 or a 10-5 last night.
Potentially,
it was a 9,
see.
It was a 9-2 in Tier 1.
I'll have a look. Yeah, it was a 9. Something ridiculous. It was a 10.8 for
I was close. I said 10-7, so I was pretty close.
Yeah, and then it was Matty D with an 11 flat, same with Lucifer. And then T-Mouse was an 11.2 for P4, so... Yeah, very good lap there actually by Kai, because that would have put him into P7 for Tier 3s yesterday.
Very nice. And Just Gaming into second place with a 12-0. So, yeah, T-Mouse, you did. You're correct. You did actually. Auto mod, yeah, I know. Mason can do an 11-2. Well, it's not all good talking about it, mate, but you're not here to prove it.
Ooh.
So, there we go.
Everybody's asking, isn't it? Everyone's asking.
Look, you guys give me grief all week. All week you lot give me grief.
Don't know how you part with them.
Perks of running the Discord is that it doesn't affect me in there. It affects you here though, doesn't it?
Yep.
Evening, Owen. How are you, man? How are you? 16 of you already in here tonight. Thanks very much for coming in. And oh, look, on board with Chaos, and what happens? What happens? He spins, and that's gonna be my fault. You know it's gonna be my fault.
That's the curse.
That is the curse already. Look, it's already begun. For God's sake, I'm glad it was on board with Chaos though. Teach him a lesson, maybe.
It was actually on a lap at the moment.
To be fair, right, Just Komi-san and TD Boy, but TD Boy is invalidated. Just Komi-san has just invalidated as well. The Chaos has dropped it multiple times on this lap, so actually Kai is probably going to be the first driver to be on the next win. The next lap. Oh,
The next
Just
lap,
Komi-san. He's dropped it, and he's fully dropped it.
He has. Well, that's a huge crash. One of the AlphaTauris just going around. Yep, on the exit of the.
Para, it's been good, thank you.
The exit, very, very quick corner there where you have to flip it round, and I think the rear would have probably just stepped out a little bit too much, and that was car saying night once you hit the barrier. So very easy to do there. So it's very common mistake there.
Oh dear. Chaos, straight to the chat. Yet again, Zippo, you've done it again. Evening Vintage, how you doing? JD05, how you doing, man? Chaos Druid is here, live from the pit lane. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. But here you go. We're on board with Kai. He's going to do his next quick lap. He's already sat there on provisional pole position, 11.5. Let's see what he can do now. Then, can he improve on this 11.5, or is he going to be stuck there with 11.5? Can he beat this apparent 11.2? Not like that, because he's in a wall.
I think the car's not got any damage. He's 4 thousandths of a second over his time, so that hit on the wall would have probably cost him about 0.1 of a second. Kind of coming down the DRS second sector off this track, going under the ridge here, braking and flicking it left again, and he has invalidated as well. Yeah,
so MZ
easy
next.
to do.
Hang on a minute, MZ has just gone purple first sector. Let's see what he can do. He keeps it nice and clean through that chicane of 8 and 9, I think.
Yeah, let's see what he is when he finishes. He was
6.5
under.
up.
That's huge. That would put in P2, but if he can nail this last sector, we could potentially see MZ go pole. Potentially.
11.5 to beat. An 11.5 to beat, guys. What can he do? Can he beat this 11.5? Oh, Just
He's the
Gaming's
first
retired.
person.
Just Gaming's out of the session as well. So the guy sat in second place, also out of the session. And here comes MZ. That's close.
Wow, that very, very close there between Kai and MZ. So Kai wants to keep that pole. He's provisional pole. He's
Yeah,
got
he's
to
going
put
to
the
have
work
to up
in.
his game a little bit, I think. Zippy next. He's on the lap at the moment. He is in 5th place at the moment with a 12.6. So he's 1.1 off that provisional pole position. He is coming down DRS straight.
Whoa! Oh my god. That was a humongous crash I have just
And
witnessed.
MZ's just hit him as well.
He has. That was a
Zippy third.
monstrous crash. That I think the car just, again, one of those situations where the car just unbursts and bang.
That's unfair though, because MZ now in 2nd place has now been slapped with a 5 place grid penalty.
Yeah. He's going to be spitting feathers, but I don't think he is going to be as mad as what Mark 7 God is going to be right now, because that's...
Here comes Villeneuve in the track named after him, or he's named after, sorry, into 6th place for him as the Chaos Druid on another lap then. He's coming down to the hairpin. Yes, we're on board with you, Chaos, and yes, we want to watch you spin again.
Don't curse him again, please, Zipper. He'll fall out with you if you carry on. I swear.
Oh,
Yeah,
Artistic Genius being disqualified from the session as well for facing the wrong way. Oh, all he's done is turn the car around. That is brutal for him. As Chaos does invalidate, as Carnage Achilles goes 5th fastest there in the Ferrari, and he is the only Ferrari in the session at the moment as well. So Baguette still sat in the pits, yet to set a time. Chaos out, and then T De Silva on a lap at the moment, and he is currently purple 1st sector with a 20.4.
Sorry about that, guys. I just had to sort something out there, but just on board with Chaos Druid, and he is coming through the 2nd sector now. It's just like the DRS, and he has backed out the lap, I believe. He's backed out the lap. As he's invalidated. Page still currently
T De Silva, yeah. He's on the back straight at the moment. As you've said, Baguette's still in. Oh, Bread Lover's still in the pit lane there.
Oh, David saying hello. Hello, David.
Eden, David, how are you, my man? And here comes T De Silva. That was a little bit squirrely through the Wall of Champions there. As news just in, Just Gaming did crash at the Wall of Champions. So very, very unfortunate for him, and he has claimed our first driver this evening. Kai on a lap. He's coming through towards the sector 2-3 split. Let's see what he's got. Can he improve on what he's got? He is a 10th, almost 2 tenths up on his current provisional pole position time at the moment as well.
He is indeed. So as the Zipper said, Kai now coming through the sunset. The DRS is applied under the bridge, flicking it right, and he's keeping around the long swooping left-hander before we come to the hairpin, going onto the back straight and the final, well, second to last DRS section of this track, I should say, because there is one also on the straight as you come out past the Wall of Champions. Kai keeping it pretty smooth there, actually.
It's
coming
looked
out
a very nice lap. Very
has
nice
been. Yeah, DRS applied now, getting the maximum as you can out. Breaking hard into the chicane, avoiding the Wall of Champions as best as he can. Yeah, DRS applied once more, coming across the line before Kai improves that time. He does need this off by a quarter of a second, so
what, he lost
yeah,
that all through the Wall of Champions.
He has indeed, and if you guys weren't here when McAfee and MZ does have 5 place grid penalty, I believe is what Zipper has told me, for an incident with Mark 7 God. So that's unfortunate on both their sides, really. I think it's the game.
So Tilmo on a lap, and he has actually got Baguette just ahead of him, warming up her tyres. Hopefully she clears the chicane quick enough. Yes, she does. And here comes Tilmo through the Wall of Champions, very tentative through there. That was not a confident drive. That was not a confident car going through there at all. He goes 10th fastest. He does improve by 4 tenths. I just feel that he's probably lost a tenth and a half through. He was very, very nervous going through the Wall of Champions.
It was there.
So we've got on board with Baguette now. Then as she is on her lap, as she comes through the sector 1-2 split, she goes purple. I would say you're about a 10th fastest through sector 1 at the moment. Kai currently setting a 20.4 through sector 1.
Okay, that's impressive. And sector 2's look pretty decent.
Very controlled, hasn't it?
Very, very controlled indeed.
Nice, a purple middle as well. Let's see what she can do. She comes around that hairpin. That looks lovely through there as well.
Aston Martin looking very, very planted at the moment. DRS deployed with a lot of battery still remaining, actually, in my opinion, for qualifying lap.
Yeah.
So, yeah, for a hot lap, it's still quite high. So, coming through the chicane, getting that pretty cleanly as well.
Yeah, she comes down to the line. What can she do? No way is that only 6th fastest.
It might be the glitch in the game potentially where it.
I don't know. I'm looking at this. I want to see this.
I've had one where it'll be a purple sector to like the two people in front of you and not the actual leader itself. I believe that is a thing in the game.
Do you know what? She was 2/10 off of purple first, so yeah, it definitely was a. Which is very annoying, actually. I'm pretty sure we just saw a car in the wall there going through.
We did.
Was that Villeneuve?
It could have been Villeneuve.
So what I don't like about these cars, okay, one thing I really hate about these cars when you're in spectator mode is you cannot see the front wing.
Yes, there is a glitch where it just doesn't really show the damage too well sometimes, does it?
No, and you have to hope and pray that it goes on a decent broadcast view for you to actually be able to see if there's any damage. Now we're going to go on board with Esports Pain. He is currently... Pain, have you been drinking? You look like you were very... you were trying to walk home after a very heavy session. Oh, that
That was a chuck it in and hope for the best moment there.
Forget, no, you did nothing. We were just shocked that was only a P6 time because it looked much better than that.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Literally, that was the only thing. Like, you've done nothing apart from what we thought was a very good lap. Oh, okay. Well, we won't talk to you then. Fine.
Right,
do you know
is currently at the front?
Do you know what? It is Chaos currently on an out lap at the moment. MZ has taken provisional pole position as well, and that is going to be heartbreaking for him.
Yeah, for sure. We missed it. But yeah, he will be in that 5-second demotion. 5 place.
Here we go then. So here comes Chaos. He's on his final flying lap. This is the time that he has to get this lap absolutely perfect. I don't know if you want to watch Kai. He's on an out lap at the moment. And to see whether he is currently a 10th and a 1,000th off. Forget retiring from the session. She's had enough. She's currently sat in 6th place. It's a pretty decent time. She's got some breathing space behind her. PBE Vintage 4/10 behind, in fact. Matty D, how you doing, my man? Let's go tier 4. Absolutely, let's go tier 4. Here comes Chaos now. Chaos, I'm sorry. We're going to go on board with somebody else now.
I'd say we're on board with Kai, and he is
just over Kai.
Oh. I don't know who that was. Then was that? That was Tita Boy. The Kai was 0.187 underneath his time there through the first sector, and someone else
that's Chaos.
That's Chaos still on the side. Kai is 0.2 off.
I'll tell you what, this is going to be looking a great pole position.
if he can get this lap together, it does seem like he is going to get it by a country mile with NZ's grid penalty. But Kai now coming down.
Here he goes, down through the wall of champions.
That looked
a bit slippy, didn't it? That did not look very nice. He didn't do it. He didn't improve enough. He lost the whole time there.
He did, yeah.
Zippy next. Zippy's invalidated, so never mind. T De Boy, I think you were the driver that was spun into the pits. You go. Chaos Druid, you're just P14, so you're not going to be improving either. And I just don't know why you came. But there we go. MZ takes pole position, but he's going to start in P6.
He will.
He'll start P6, and we've got Baguette saying, "I'm glad I'm similar pace to Vintage." Because it sounds like she's happy to be starting next to Vintage. Makes you think Paige in the top 10. It makes you think what she could achieve if she really tried. Apparently, says one sig. Now, isn't that Luke?
It could be, but your grid for today's race will be Kai actually on pole against this MZ, but MZ will get up to motion with Zippy in second. Just Game in third, with Conjugrees in fourth, Vintage in fifth, with MZ in sixth, and then you've got Baguette in seventh, Villeneuve eighth, Tita Silver in ninth, Peter Boy in 10th, Somo in 11th, Payne in 12th, Markson got 13th, Hershey in 14th, Komi-san 15th, and then you have Artistic Genius running off your grid for today's Tier 4 race at Canada.
Absolutely. So guys, don't forget we don't have a formation lap this evening, so we are going to be going straight into the 5 red lights. But yeah, the glitch is still available, so we are running no formation lap for the foreseeable future. Hopefully they get that patched and fixed pretty quickly, because starting every race with cold tyres, it's not a nice experience for the drivers, I don't think.
It's not pretty. But it's not nice. Yeah, hopefully they'll fix it. I mean, there's been a couple of glitches that I know of that have been in the game for about 3 or 4 weeks now, and they're still not fixed. So I think the way they're going, I don't think it's going to be fixed anytime soon, because they're too interested in pushing out content and microtransactions. But I'm going to say nothing more on that one, because they'll probably find my account and ban me, so that'll be nice. But starting
be doing you a favour.
Starting countdown is just finishing off now, and we will be getting underway very, very shortly, guys. So I will hand you over to Zippo to start today's race for you.
Thanks very much, guys. So we're going to have those 5 red lights lit up on your screen. There we go. There they are. The lights go out now. Thank you. And we're racing here in Canada for round 4 for Tier 4 in Prospects eRacing League. And Kai gets a very good start. And we've already got a bit of carbon fibre. And we've got a spin. That was Carnage spinning Vintage. Vintage losing places. Absolutely bleeding positions there at the moment. And we've got a very, very jittery, laggy Tilmo going through. And that does not... It looks like he's popped a pill of some sort, because he is jittering all over the place. As we continue on, we'll have a little look at the tyres very quickly, guys, for yourselves. So we've got Carnage, the only driver on the softs, and his strategy already out of the window, being so far back. And then we've got Vintage and Baguette both on the mediums. Everybody else electing for those hard tyres.
Yeah, so, and also just to point out, Carnage and Justin are both at the back. Carnage using 11 places, and Justin using 13. Something has gone on with Justin. We did see what happened with Carnage, but Justin, something's happened with him. I think he's going to be pretty frustrated.
Yeah, and I think we just had a moment from possibly Carnage Achilles again. One of these drivers was definitely causing some yellow flags there. Just Gaming doesn't have damage, and Artistic Genius, I don't think he's having best of races at all. It's as if there's something wrong. He keeps ghosting and unghosting, and we're not sure exactly what it is, as we've got drivers into the pits early on already, and those drivers into the pits are MZ, Esports Pain, Just Komi-san and Baguette. So there's been an issue for those 4 drivers off the race start, and I did notice actually that Baguette dropped down to 9th place, and yeah, she just put in the chat it was absolute carnage, mate. You can just imagine that in a real Cockney accent. It was carnage, mate. You know what I mean?
Carnage, yeah, and I just pointed out, I just noticed as well that those Alpines was had to, unfortunately, double stacked on first lap of this race, yeah. So I saw something that happened. I think that one of the drivers might have been kind of span in front of page attention, and knocked a bit
Yeah,
of
and then
wing off, I
Carnage had a
believe.
moment.
Yeah.
Carnage had another moment. Artistic going past him at the moment. We're on board here with Vintage chasing down Tilmo and T de Silva. As Baguette's saying, as soon as something happens, don't slam your brakes on. No, just hit them. Send them into the oblivion. But yes, he didn't even spin till I hit home. Oh, right, okay, there's confirmation, guys. It was Baguette's fault. There was no spin until she hit him. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. See, incriminating herself, and it's the same trouble as Baku. I think that actually is translated to Baguette. But I'm gonna get grief because I've said that she spun in. But there you go. T de Silva with a 3-second time penalty there. We are on board with currently with Tilmo. Vintage closing on him as well. After those few pit stops, we have got MZ Esports Paint and Just Komi-san onto the medium tyres, and Baguette going for the long game now onto the hards. Now they will go to the end of this Grand Prix, but they're going to be very slippy towards the end. A safety car around lap 24, 25 will be perfect for the mediums. Anything later than that, you can chuck the softs on and be quite comfortable until the end.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think we saw some of the one drivers as well when we were in the comps box from Tier 1 race Monday. I think a couple of drivers went 29 laps.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Whilst you were talking about that, that was a great move there from Villeneuve on Just Gaming under DRS down the back straight. That was a very quick, smooth and swift pass there. As MZ going for this same move actually on Artistic Genius for P12, and that is MZ into the pits. He's had an awful night so far, hasn't he?
He has, yeah. It's not been his night at all.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry, guys.
No problem at all. But there's a little battle actually going on with Tilmo and T de Silva and Vintage.
This is the fight I was on earlier. This is all closed up lovely actually. This is we've got a spinner, and that is Carnage once again. He's going to create carnage if he's not careful.
Yeah, he will. I believe there's a couple of drivers just coming back up Artistic and Esports Pain. Currently just coming around now on the back, and Pain has gotten past Artistic there quite nicely there, so Pain making up a position, but I'm going to head back to the battle that you are currently watching on stream. It's all heating up here now, but it seems Vintage has dropped off slightly from this.
T de Silva going for the move though, down the inside with DRS, down into turn 1. And that is T de Silva up into the podium positions, but he's making a bit of a mess of this, to be honest. Tilmo not giving this place up. He's going to have to yield it now, but he's definitely. I thought he was going from around the outside. Yeah. I'll tell you what, T de Silva is making a bit of hard work of this. We've got a yellow flag once again, and that is for Villeneuve. And Payne gets another 3-second time penalty. But these two drivers just do not look very comfortable on these halves.
No, not at all. They're difficult tyre. But a little bit of squabble in there for the first sector or so has brought Vintage back into this battle here. And Vintage has actually still got all of his battery, whereas T de Silva has got 27%. Oh, well, that was a bit of a moment there for one of the drivers. Couldn't quite see who that was, but yeah. T de Silva on 26%. Tilmo on 19, Vintage on 87%. So.
Here comes Baguette actually on Artistic Genius. Oh, they've come together. They've come together. That was a bit of a Artistic Genius. I don't know what happened there. He just seemed to drive against the wall and bounce off the wall into Baguette and almost sent them both off into the barriers.
Yeah, that was just in a moment there, but
Tilmo's had a moment coming out of turn 2 actually, so he's had a moment coming out of turn 2, and that is Tilmo down into 8th place as well now, which has sort of hampered him. And oh, there's contact between him and Chaos, and he's down to 9th.
not great really, but it happens. But just to point out, actually, the front two are nearly 9 seconds ahead of the field. They're dominating currently. Those front two are definitely in a league at the moment.
Absolutely, yeah, they are definitely escaping. Definitely escaping. Yeah, quiet race for Mark 7 God. He's just about getting into a little bit of a fight here with his teammate, but I don't know if there's going to be race orders or not, or team orders should we say. But no, Mark 7 God not going for it. He's being sensible here, going down into the chicane, and yeah, definitely a quiet race here for him as Tilmo and Chaos under DRS. Here comes Tilmo. Chaos just cannot defend that. And that is Tilmo up into P8.
Yep. How is the front guys looking in this battle? I believe that battle is in Vintage and Tita Silver is stopped really as Vintage has pulled a 1.2 second gap on Tita Silver.
Yeah, and there goes Just Komi-san with the fastest lap as well.
Yeah, Vintage now used pretty much all of his battery, and Vintage is on the medium, so at some point we are going to see those mediums drop off compared to those hards. But Vintage at the moment taking full advantage of his tyre advantage at this moment in time. Of course, he's sat in the mediums with all the drivers around him on the hards. Yeah, it does seem like a hard medium is the strategy, and RTA6 just been passed by NZ, I've just noticed as well. He made a slight mistake in the first sector, and that has allowed NZ past him again.
Absolutely. We're just on board here with Baguette, who's trying to get past Carnage. And to be honest with you, I can see her wanting to get past Carnage a little bit quicker than she has done, to be honest, because she's got Just Komi-san very close on her gearbox. But Carnage has already had quite a few spins this season, so you don't really want to see her getting caught up in one of his spins again. But she has got the move made now into the Wall of Champions. And now here comes Just Komi-san. There's contact, and yeah, that was I don't know. I don't think that was a very weird one, to be honest with you. I mean, Just Komi-san's just carried a lot more speed through the Wall of Champions chicane than what Carnage did. There was contact. I don't know whether Komi-san's now got wing damage. I think Carnage will have. Because he was sort of slammed into the wall, but Komi-san does have wing damage. He's got the right hand side end plate missing, as does no, and Carnage doesn't have anything missing. So unfortunate there for Just Komi-san, because he's not long boxed and he'll be back into the pits once again.
Yeah, he will do. A few drivers have already got time penalties, and those are all 3 seconds for New Sports Pain. You've got Tita Silver and Just Gaming in 3 seconds, Homer and Trash Druid 3 seconds, Pain in 6 seconds, with Nerves 3 and Just 3. But it is quite easy to get penalties here. So many areas of this track where you can, where the racing line is, where you can easily put a little wheel over and it's simple warning that you can't really do nothing about. There's been a lot of drivers this week getting penalties here at Canada, but you know, you're not going to fault them for it because it's, as I've said, it's very easy to do so.
Yeah, absolutely. We were saying, I can't remember if it was on Monday night or if it was Tuesday night with Feldman actually. The World of Champions chicane alone, there are 3 individual places that you can actually get a time penalty at. One of them being obviously so you can cut the entry. So we're going to ride on board with Mark 7 God here, okay? So he's coming down the straight. He is going to be the one that comes towards the World Champion chicane. So you can cut this entry on the right hand side, get yourself a warning. You can then get that all wrong squirrely on the left hand side of the World Champion chicane. But you can also pick a warning up if you hug the right hand side wall as well.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
So that, you know, that's the 3 separate places. Now, interestingly, Kai Myers just picked up a 3-second time penalty. Now he is obviously pushing that car because you can see Zippy in his rearview mirror, or even on the old look back, and he can see that he is coming at him at some rate of knots, and that is just Komi-san as well being lapped
Oh,
by the drivers, and I think the next driver ahead of him is actually Artistic. Yes, it is.
yeah, but no, just saw Mark 7 God there. I was just on board with him, and he has had a spin through the middle sector just before the DRS section. It's a clip curve, and the car just went nope. So,
Whereabouts was that? Was that in Sector 1, was it?
Yeah, Sector 1 coming into Sector 2, where you have the DRS section before you go under the bridge.
Oh, wow,
Just before
okay.
yeah,
Interesting place to drop it, actually.
Yeah, it was a very, very interesting place, actually.
Tida Silva gets a 3-second time penalty. We have a little look at penalties now. To be fair, they're starting to really rack up. Just Komi-san another one. So we've got Kai with 3, and then you've got Tida Silva with 6. Just Gaming, Tilmo and Chaos all with 3 each. Villeneuve with 3. Just Komi-san with 6, and then down there in 16th, Esports Pain with 11 seconds of penalty.
Oh, yeah. That's a lot of penalties at the moment already. 11 laps in, 11 seconds.
Yeah, that is exactly a second of penalties. Chaos Druid here in 7th place, closing in on Tilmo. Oh my god, it's happened again. I'm so sorry, Chaos. Anyway.
Oh no, you're joking.
Next up, we've got HD.
Zippo, Chaos is he's not going to be impressed with you, is he? I'm sure I'm going to see a comment any moment come through, or you're going to have going to Shona from that house team coming after you. Yeah, he's going to be yeah.
I'm immune to dropping it. Oh dear. So here, MZ's out of the session. Oh, that's a safety car. Oh, that's a big smash.
That is a full-blown safety car, I believe, isn't it? Yep, I think it is. I see the yellow dot on the map. I believe we do, yep, as a number of Chaos, and he has a box, so I think that safety car's come out at the perfect time for him. But
yeah, now of course, esports Payne's just boxed as well, and he could have served. He could have done with serving that 5 second under a safety car. To be perfectly honest with you, so it's come at a really awful time for him. Kai still leading the Grand Prix. Now let's have a little look at tyres here. So I can see Vintage coming into the pits this lap for definite. I honestly think that Payne may come into the pits and maybe chuck them hards back on.
Potentially, yeah.
Just serve that penalty now, and then that'll give him obviously 6 seconds of penalty as opposed to the 5. But Kai's choosing to box. Now that is interesting. I think that's a Ferrari strategy. That is.
Oh, but Zippy has as well.
Yeah, I don't think that's right. I think that's the wrong call. Why would you get rid of the hard?
Vintage is boxed.
Yeah, well, I'd have expected him to box. Let's see what Tida Silva does. Oh, very interesting, because they're now hoping and praying for another safety car. If that safety car doesn't come, then they're going to have to. Yeah, I don't understand that. I don't understand that.
Yeah, all the top 6 are Tida Boys in as well. So those Mercedes are double stacked, but it didn't lose much time, did
She almost left the session.
Boy.
That's not a good thing.
No, I can try and get Tilmo back in.
Oh, as Payne gets a 5 second penalty for ignoring the yellow flags. So that's another penalty for Payne, and he hasn't served his first one.
Let me just try and get Tilmo back in. Give me a second.
Yeah, Mason, it seems to be medium time, but I don't think it's right. I think they've gone too early for mediums. I still think the hard was the better tyre to be on at this moment in time in the race. I really do. So guys, there are currently 27 of you watching. If none of you have any of you in the chat that haven't already dropped that follow and you like what you see, please do drop the follow. And if you are new to the channel, do come say hi. We're a friendly bunch, honestly. Oh, esports paid another 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags.
I have just sent an invite to Domo to join back the lobby. So hopefully he can do so. Because he's in P6 at the moment, so...
Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening with Payne. Has he done that? Esports Payne a 3-second time. If he's not careful, we're looking at only about 27 seconds of penalties.
He is on 27 seconds.
Silva has now rejoined. You know what he's doing? He's trying to unlock himself.
Maybe. But with all those penalties, what's the point?
Oh yeah, I mean it's interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting decision. Mason, yeah, they definitely are 2 to 4 laps early, but then again, as we saw Monday night, these hard tyres going to like lap 26, 27, 28, so they are definitely capable of going that far.
They are certain. I believe it was tyre JD. He went and a couple of other drivers. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Which Payne is now retired from the session.
Very weird. But yeah, anyway, JD, Jumpire, he and a few other drivers in Tier 1 managed to bridge those hards out to lap 29. So the hards can go the distance, for sure.
Yeah, they definitely can, yeah. I mean, you can go on. You could go onto a set of mediums right now. You could go onto a set of the hards right now, and they would easily get you to the end of this Grand Prix. So I don't get it. In fact, have anybody gone to the hards, a brand new set of hards? Yes, vintage.
Yeah.
Vintage, Achilles are all on them as well. So to be fair, I think vintage may be onto something.
Yeah, I was going to say, just before you actually mention that I believe vintage at the moment, in my opinion, is the person with the best chance at the moment of winning this Grand Prix.
Absolutely.
And it will come in the latter stages.
As well.
Tegan Silver has as well.
He did, yeah.
Try and get him. Give me a second.
Safety car should be coming in this lap. He's rejoined the session now. That's good.
He got in. He's like, thought I could ping the invite. I don't like on this game where it doesn't come up on the pause menu to invite people.
It's one of those. I just don't get why they've not incorporated it. It's such an easy thing. Such a crucial thing to have, if you ask me.
Oh yeah, it's so good to have it. For like situations like this where you need to get people in as quickly as possible, and it's easy if the streamer is the only person in the lobby that can do it, then it takes them a while to find the menu screen, start their name up and get them back in, and it just doesn't produce or ruins some races in a way because you don't see the action.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they do need to add it as quickly as possible in my opinion.
Yeah, I just don't know why. I just don't understand why it's not there. I really don't understand. But we are back racing now, guys, and Kai does lead the Grand Prix. Zippy in the second place, and he is in a very good position. But Vintage probably, as Chappers has said earlier on there, probably in the best possible position. T De Silva actually jumped Just Gaming there, but Just Gaming with the switcheroo, and he is back up into P4. T De Silva down into 5th, and that is Zippy getting a 3-second time penalty there.
It is indeed. Artistic is minute and 46 behind everybody else. He's currently being lapped.
Isn't he? No, just Komisan coming out of the pits. I'm not sure if he's had a moment on the restart, or if he just decided to go for a reset of tyres himself. Oh, there goes Chaos down the inside of TD Boy. I tell you what, that has completely unsettled TD Boy because he's just lost 3 places. as the Chaos Druid just came up there out of absolutely nowhere. There was no invite there. He just lit that stamp. He sent it down the inside, and boom. Mason saying, I would have done the same with Vintage. You know, what I say. But here comes Druid on Baguette as well. Baguette holding her lines down into the World Championship game. Chaos closing in at quite some pace as well. So interesting to see what tyre choices they've gone for here. This is well, Baguette is still on 15 lap old tyres, so she's going for the mega long run, and did choose to stay out on that safety car. So well, an interesting choice. And at the moment, it's not paying off for her, but in a few laps' time, especially after there goes bouncing through the air.
Yeah.
Bouncing through the air, and that was Chaos.
Ooh, and a moment.
We're on board with Chaos, so it's not uncommon that he has moments when the almighty Zippo is on board with him.
I mean, we're both on board with him at that moment. Tyler's full of little expenses.
Oh, Tigger Silver's round 11th, 12th.
Oh
He's
wow,
had a
he
huge moment there, and he's ruined his strategy now. As Villeneuve getting very close to Chaos, but that's to be expected, to be fair. Chaos now with that damage, so we should probably expect to see him into the pits. I mean, he's literally being swallowed up down the straight. That was crazy, the pace difference there, and there he goes into the pits, and that is Chaos getting a new front wing and potentially back onto the hard tyres. Now, I don't mean to alarm anybody, we weren't told what the weather's doing, but that's starting to look a little bit overcast.
It is actually. You're very glad you've pointed that out. It is looking quite overcast there. So we haven't, as I said, we haven't been informed on the weather forecast for today's race at Canada. It is looking pretty dark. There's some dark clouds just suddenly appearing over the track here in Montreal. So
yes, absolutely. Yeah. We've got someone coming in with a follow there. I've Tricked coming in with the follow. So welcome to Prospects. Thank you for choosing us as your one of your YouTube channels to follow. There goes TD Boy. He's round. Wing damage for TD Boy. Could be a virtual safety car for the wing on the track. I'll be surprised if it is, to be honest. As Villeneuve closing in.
Herschel is out of the session. I was just flicking through. Sorry to interrupt you there.
No, you're fine.
He came out of the middle sector, back coming onto the middle DRS section, and had a massive side on the rear, and it was fully centered into the. So a huge crash, and Page has just come in along with Vintage.
And for once, I wasn't on board with him. So that one, Chaos, was not.
Was on me. That was on me. I'm sorry, Chaos.
Chappers has chopped you.
It was literally for a brief second I was on board, as I clicked on board with him.
Don't blame me. Don't you blame me this time.
I'm not.
No, Chaos. I've been cursed again. Nah, yeah, not by me. Not by me. But yeah, but get into the pits onto brand new mediums. Now, Chaos, you're in the chat. What's the weather doing? Are we to expect rain?
I mean, I think probably not, in my opinion now, because I've just seen a few of the drivers hit for new tyres, and I would say that if the rain was coming, they may have wanted to hold out on their old tyres, potentially. My thoughts. The rain was going to come before the end of the race.
So, wouldn't you? No sign of rain.
Yeah.
Interesting. So it's just looking overcast in the second half of this rain. So yeah, we've got a full course safety car once again, and Vintage onto the softs. That's an error. Thank you, Baguette. That's an error. Vintage has probably just thrown away what we thought was looking like a very good strategy, and so is T. Boy onto the soft tyres. They are just not going to go unless they decide to box this lap as well to get rid of them softs, but they don't need to. They don't need to. That track just looks wet, doesn't it?
It just looks very, very dull at the moment. of the track. It's looking very dark and yeah,
So Chaos
weird
saying that the pit crew messed him up by not
conditions.
changing his front wing on the first safety car. He was much happier on the mediums.
I've been seeing a few things at the moment actually where you have it so you have it set so the pit crew should change your wing from the MFD, but they just don't do it, and it's been happening to a few people. So very interesting.
Excuse me. Vintage, I forgot we only have one set of mediums. I've just cost myself. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if that's because it's a 50% race or not. However, if you do a 100% race, do you get a more of a tyre allocation? I'm not sure.
You probably would, but
I would like
I've
that.
actually
I don't personally
never
like
done
that.
100%. I've never done 100% on F1 yet, ever.
Oh, we do. We
And
do. Last season we did 400% races in my league,
wow,
and then this season we're doing 200% and two sprints.
that's insane. But
Yeah.
I'm used to the 50%.
Yeah.
They're long
So
enough for me.
safety car coming in this lap, as we've got Memulis. Is that correct? Coming in with a follow as well. So thank you very much for the follow. We are back racing. Kai has released the beast of that McLaren as the Google Chrome McLaren, as it's known by here in Prospects, as Zippy in second place. Coming under pressure from Just Gaming at the moment. Further down the grid though, we've got Just Komisan closing in on T De Boy, and the two Mercedes of PRL T De Silva and T Boy. Honestly, they do not look at all comfortable behind the wheel of those Mercedes.
No, that Mercedes car isn't looking
It almost looks as
too good
uncomfortable to
today.
drive as in real life.
Yeah, and Tommy fans just overtaken to the boy for P11.
Yeah, I was on board with that. Very nice. Tina Silva and HDE Baguette actually coming together right there, and Baguette not leaving. No, I wouldn't say us. Okay, I'm gonna be careful with how I word this. This wasn't a force off the track. I would argue that she's left just about enough space there for Tina Silva. And Tina Silva just choosing to take the one-off area there. As here comes Vintage up into 7th place, getting past Carnage, and then Carnage is going to have Baguette hot on his tail. But Tina Silva coming back at. No, I'm not going to say what I mean. Trust me, I do not want the wrath of the bread lover in my ear rolls. Here comes Vintage on the back of Mark 7 God. So we were saying earlier, I think it was Mason, that Mark 7 God having a bit of a quiet race. We've got a yellow flag, and that is a bit of a smash there. That is Tina Silva as Vintage goes around the outside of Mark 7 God and up into 6th place. Those softs doing their jobs at the moment. More than likely Chaos, yes. More than likely. And Mark 7 God and Carnage and Kiddies coming together. We've got yellow flags once again. Who is that for this time? That is for Tilmo. Tilmo having an awful moment. This is all getting very, very, very uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah, it's all kind of kicking off now in these closer stages of this race, and we are pretty much still 2/3 of the race through and not even really close, should we say, to the end of this race yet. There's still a lot can happen currently, but DRS has just been enabled, and Zippy is just within that DRS range of Kai still. They should have actually come out of it. Kai is gapping Zippy in P2, but Justin, after that spin at the start of the race, or the incident at the start of the race, he is back up into P3 of this race. So far, Justin's made a great recovery, and he's doing a good job there on his second race this season. He was in the McLaren, as I said at the start of the stream, last week when we were at Silverstone, and this week he is in the Red Bull, I believe, in replacement of Mason, who is currently on holiday. So Justin's doing a good job there, proving he's got some pace.
Yeah, he is. Interestingly though, Baguette finds herself behind Achilles once again. And Luke come into the chat saying, following on from Chaos's comment of she'd have your man parts, let's say. Luke says not something you would want her to have. No, probably not. To be fair, I mean, yeah, probably best that we don't elaborate on that. We'll keep that one very PG. But here comes Carnage Achilles. He has been overtaken there by Baguette, and Mark 7 God in fact gets past Achilles as well. We've got yellow flags once again. That is just gaming real.
I may have commentators cursed him. I was talking about how good of a recovery he's just made. Gone span. We're just cursing everyone's Zipper. I don't know what it is about us, but we seem to want to curse everyone.
I mean, you
on
could
the
argue
stretch,
that. Oh my God, there goes Villeneuve and Vintage into third. You could argue that just gaming kind of like getting a maybe what do you say, a well-deserved spoonful, maybe jar full of karma. The amount of commentator curses that he's dished out over the last season or two.
Maybe. I have stolen Zipper's Thunder Chaos. I really have.
Thank you, Chaos. You can pick on him now, okay? Go and pick on him. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
not
pick
me.
Now.
Give me a break. But here comes Tilmo on Carnage. Carnage at the moment is just getting, it's just getting gobbled up at the moment, and Carnage pushing Tilmo through the Wall of Champion chicane there. Literally, like, that was super close. As Villeneuve now, after his spin, closing back up, hunting these guys back down, trying to. Oh, there goes T the boy.
Everybody's spinning now in these closing stages of this race. Probably 10 laps to go now, so you could say we're coming to near the end of this race. But everybody's starting to spin now, and it's getting a bit interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely is. The tyres are starting to have enough. Vintage with 10 laps to go isn't going to go to the end. He's going to have to box again. So yeah, it's going to be again. Yeah, it's definitely happening again.
He's not got any penalties at the moment, so if he does box at some point and does make up some ground, we could see him actually jump up a few positions. Because
yes. Now we've got a comment in the chat here from 1C. As much as I hate to say it, Page could win.
Why would you hate to say it is the question, but you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. She could actually win this race because Vintage has got to pit, and if I go to the penalties of my screen, both Kai and Zippy have both got 6 seconds worth of penalties.
I mean, she's going to have to close up quite a lot. She's currently 10 seconds behind.
Yeah.
For her floors, she is excellent on her tyres. Well, yeah, I mean, I can imagine that she would be good on tyres. Just gaming against, oh, ouch. Ow. I'm not reading that one out because I know she's watching. But I'm not reading that out. Oh, that's... Oh. Hi, Larson, how you doing?
Anyways, we will move on from this topic, and we can see now actually, talking with Justin, he's just got the DRS on his team and he's looked to the inside, but he has backed out of it coming by the World Champions, and he's going to get the DRS once more coming down the front straight. I do believe he is going to go up the inside of his teammate. Now he's actually looking at the outside of him to get the inside line at turn 2, but he's locked up and he has had to pull out. And he's now going to have to make up that ground all over again, but he's Mark 7 God just lost the rear there coming out of turn 2. So
yeah, he's looking very twitchy, isn't he, Mark 7?
He is. That has actually helped Justin quite a lot now, and he still does have the DRS, and we do have a yellow flag in sector 3. Who is that? It is Autistic Genius. Yeah, it's Autistic.
Tilmo almost lost the rear there. If we were on board with him, he was getting very close to Villeneuve. Mark 7 God has been passed by Just Gaming though, and Just Gaming up into 5th place. And
Yep.
Baguette has actually taken a second in total out of Zippy.
Wow. And as well, just to point out, both Kai and Zippy's tyres are 14 laps old, and Baguette's is 9. And Vintage has boxed. Vintage in the pits now.
So
what
this
tyre
is
is
now
going to
gonna
do? You're going to
release
presume.
Baguette off after
Yeah.
Zippy. So she is currently 10 seconds away from Zippy. And you said they've both got 6 seconds of penalties each.
They do indeed, yes. 6 seconds of penalties each.
Interesting.
And Vintage has gone on to a fresh set of softs. We did save a set of softs from that qualifying session. So, just in case. And he has actually came out in P6 now, and he is 4.7 seconds behind the Red Bull of Mark 7 God.
Yeah, and Tilmo into the pits.
Yeah. And also, just to point out, Vintage also does not have a penalty at the moment, a time penalty. So, I believe the two in front of him are, let me see, Mark 7 God has got 3 seconds, and Justin has got a 6. So we could still see Vintage in the top 4.
He's already covered off Mark 7 God. I can't imagine that gap's going to stay. I mean, look, he's just taken 6 tenths. 6 tenths here.
Yeah, insane.
He's absolutely flying at the moment.
He is, and those tyres have probably just warmed up now, so potentially going to see him catch up just as much, if not more, on this lap alone. So I reckon by the end of this lap, or maybe not even by the end of this lap, we could see Vintage right on the back of Mark 7 God.
Yeah, and TD Boy into the pits for a brand new set of soft tyres as well. So that's... What's that done for him? Where's Just Komi-san? He's about to pass him in the pits, actually. So Just Komi-san is going to be promoted into P8 for the time being. Villeneuve into the pits to box as well. And yeah, that is Just Komi-san getting past TD Boy. Vintage, look at that.
Yeah, as I said, by the end of this lap, I reckon he'll be right on the back of him, and I do feel he could potentially pass Mark 7 God here on this DRS sector, and he may even look for it to go around the outside, and he will still go. Ooh.
Oh, I tell you what,
Bit of contact there.
that was a bit of a late move there.
It was. There was a little bit of contact even before the break, and it seemed that Mark 7 God moved in front of Vintage, and it caught him off guard a little bit. So Vintage said, "Have a piece of your own medicine," and he got him back, and he got the DRS as well, as I said. So Vintage seems to have cleared Mark 7 God, and Mark 7 God has boxed. I don't think he would have got one. Yes.
Baguette has lost 2 seconds to Zippy.
Yes, that's true. Could have had a little bit of a moment there, but there's 5 laps remaining.
Oh! Kai's just got another 3 seconds of time penalty.
I did. Wow, that's huge. 9 seconds now for Kai. And Baguette is 14 seconds behind him. So the penalties at the moment.
As it stands, Baguette's in second. No, she's not. No,
she's not. She's still just third where she is.
But yeah, it's interesting what they're talking about in chat at the moment. Kai and Zippy looking to go to the end, but we've got to be getting towards puncture territory with these mediums.
Potentially, that's a very, very good point.
Safety car.
I reckon that's big. That's honestly,
huge.
I'm gonna say this now. This could help Vintage massively. He's just boxed not long ago 4 soft, and they are only 3 laps old. And I think those that
they all calling for Page to stay out.
Potentially.
I mean, even if she stays out, surely those mediums are good enough to cover off. The softs if they pass and stay within the penalty range.
Yeah, she's also got to be careful of the guys behind her, especially Vintage, because he is about 14 seconds behind her, and he is on those fresh softs, so there's no doubt in my mind I do feel Justin may pick, because he is on 18 lap old mediums. So I do feel
Penalty
Justin
situation
is
at the
going
moment,
to
mate, is very interesting, actually, Chaos. Because the two leaders have got, well, the leader has got 9 seconds, and Paige is coming in.
I don't think it's a bad shout, to be fair. I
don't know.
It might be wise just to... Because then if she can get out in front of the guys behind her, Vintage is going to get out in front here. But if she can clear 2 guys in front of her or just keep with them, she could end up having
But is she going to clear Vintage? That's the question.
That's the question. Will she have the pace to clear Vintage? Because I believe he's still third. He's not even passed by Zippy. Those two have gotten out, but then Vintage's tyres are 4 laps old, so we could see in a couple of laps actually.
Baguette's is brand new. Yeah,
they are brand new. Baguette's tyres are brand new. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. You know, if she can get past Vintage quickly and use those brand new soft tyres to her advantage, because they do wear quite quickly here.
Yeah.
She could potentially pass Vintage and then try and pull away with the front two that we know have had immense pace over the field for the whole race. They will clear of them until the first safety car. So she can try and
just said here that her tyres were starting to slide.
Yeah, that's fair enough, you know, and if she can clear Vintage and try and stay with those front two guys that have dominated this whole race, then we could see Paige win this race. Vintage
or do we get the person Zippo or the chopped by Chappers and get into the wall?
We don't want to say anything, but that is my view of what could potentially happen in these closing stages of this race, because this safety car, in my opinion, will probably come in at the end of this lap. We will see a 2-lap dash at the end of this race, so it's everything to play for now in the closing stages of this Tier 4 race at Canada and the final race of this week for prospects. So
I just said both of you stop talking.
We can mute our mics and have a quiet stream. We can quite happily do that.
Keep talking, everyone. Right, hang on. Is this hashtag for Lance?
Ooh.
If this is a hashtag for Lance, then you're definitely in the wall somewhere.
Everybody is just catching up now to the field.
Lance run about to end Lance Stroll's career.
Oh god.
Oh, honestly, that's brilliant. Oh wow, guys. So here we go. Safety car will be in this lap. It will be
surely
in this
has
lap.
got to be.
There's going to be no DRS. There's 2 racing laps to go. It's going to be this lap. You're going to get that symbol. There you go.
There we go.
There's going to be. If she loses, blame Paige. Ouch. They call me Donald Dorito.
Oh my god.
I don't even know who Donald Dorito is.
This is Larson, isn't it?
This is Larson, yeah.
Anyways, we are ready to go racing now. Kai has just back in the pack up. He's warming his tyres.
Oh,
we are going to see those green flags go any
moment.
moment.
Zippo, we can come in. But yes, we are going to ride on board with Baguette. We're going to watch this launch as we got the driving seat here for Kai, who's gone. Kai has gone, and he's chosen to go already. And I tell you what, Baguette caught napping a little bit there.
Yeah, they got the front two actually got away quite cleanly.
They got away very well. Look at that one sec already.
They've got Vintage quite a lot as well, but potentially we could see now with Vintage being on those 6-lap old tyres.
Zippy, another 3. Hang on, Zippy 3 seconds. They've both got 9 seconds.
They do both have 9 seconds now. This is pretty
Oh.
big now for Page and Vintage.
Yeah, this is huge. I mean, if Page
Yeah.
can get past Vintage, it's a guaranteed win.
Yes, it is. But if Vintage wins this, I think he will be over the moon.
I think he'll
Because
be over the moon.
he said earlier on when he boxed, thinking he had another set of mediums and put him on the soft since thought his race was over.
Yeah.
But he's currently now sat in further, 2 drivers in front of him with a lot of penalties. He's got no penalties. He's looking pretty comfortable.
Villeneuve is round.
Yeah.
Page will be gutted, but I tell you what, Page has got some serious pace.
Yeah, we could see a potential moving coming now for this because
that's just how much pace she's got. Fastest lap of the Grand Prix at 12.8, and it's do or die lap for her now.
It is. It's everything or nothing now for these two, Vintage and Page. It should come, barring anything happens, it should come down to these two for the win, due to the guys in the front having a monstrous amount of penalties compared to them. But let's see here, the gap's not really come down. There's a little bit of both. I think that's the first sector for Page. Vintage seems to have gotten it pretty well. But coming now, just about to end this race and coming down the final back straight before we go to the World Champions. As we now see the front, the 3rd and 4th position breaking into the hairpin, firing out now. Batteries both enabled for both Page and Vintage. Just both lights flashing now. I don't think they got
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Page,
yeah.
Nowhere's left. But here comes Kai down through the World Champions for one last time, and here he comes crossing the line. He does win with the fastest lap on the final lap there, as PBE Vintage takes the win here in Canada tonight. But get in 2nd place, just 3 tenths behind, with Kai in 3rd place. Just gaming jumps into 4th place, splitting Kai and Zippy in 5th. And then Mark 7 got down there in 6th place, with Carnage Achilles in 7th and Tilmo in 8th. T. Du Bois getting a 5-second penalty that he wasn't served, dropping him down a little bit further, with Just Komisan in 10th place. T. De Silva coming home in 11th, Villeneuve in 12th, and Artistic down there in 13th place. And Vintage into the chat with lots of exclamation marks saying yes. Well, congratulations to you, my man. You did very well there, actually, thinking that you were out of this race earlier on, and you definitely had a very good comeback drive there.
Yeah, phenomenal race from the Tier 4 guys today. Only 3 DNFs today, so from the field of 16, I believe. So a phenomenal race from the Tier 4 guys. Very, very entertaining. It was an absolute privilege to commentate on this race today, and also alongside Zippo as well.
Yeah, as always,
so,
chappers. Beget asking, can I report for being under AI on safety car? Ooh, that's one for the stewards. I don't know. That's one for the stewards.
Maybe. I mean, the driver can report whatever they want. It's all down to the stewards' decisions, but in my eyes, the driver can report what they want. Yeah, an interesting ending there to the race. And Tippers already read out your race results for you. Yeah, phenomenal race in my opinion.
Yeah, it was a very, very good race. Now, do we get these drivers in for the podium interviews? Is Vintage going to join us? Will Baguette join us?
We'll head over there, I'd say.
We'll head over there and have a little look, guys. If you do want to do podium interviews, do join in with the podium interview there. Vintage is straight in there, so yes, we're going to go over there. We're going to have a little look. If Baguette wants to join, and if Kai wants to join, they are more than welcome to. But as we move over to the podium interview right now, guys. Good evening, guys. Thank you for joining us. And obviously, we've got the... Is it guys and girls? Yes, it is guys and girls. Oh, look at that. All 3 of us on there. So, who do we go to first? Let's go to Kai, as he obviously crossed the line in P1. But 9 seconds of penalties. 9
Absolutely
seconds of penalties. 9 seconds. I mean, just think, if you didn't have those 9 seconds, you would have won that race today.
Well done.
I mean, 9 seconds. 9
Stating
seconds.
the obvious there or what? But yeah, I mean the first one was just because I was just trying to get away from Zippy in the first phase. I can't even remember where the second one came from. The third one was literally BS. I didn't even drop the tyre over the curb properly, and it was like, hey, here's a penalty, mate. So yeah, frustrating as hell, because that's literally like my second straight race where I could have won and been bullied by safety cars. But we moved.
Yeah, Chapper's having issues, he's saying. Chappers has rejoined. Can we hear you now?
I can hear you guys.
There we go. Brilliant. But yeah, Kyle, it's unfortunate for you, really. I mean, you and Zippy were definitely pulling away. That restart for the last restart was incredible as well.
Yeah, it was. Well, I think the second restart was better because I was watching my rear mirror for ages, just waiting for him to swerve, and then I literally got him on his swerve and just bolted and left him. But yeah, I think literally obviously I got the 9 seconds and Zippy had 6, and I was literally hovering around a 3-second gap, and then when I heard that another safety car was coming out at the end, then it just literally ruined me like it did last week in Britain.
Yeah, I'd say you got done by safety car last week as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
So over to the bread lover. Second place. Quite unfortunate, really, to be honest. We actually all thought at one stage you were going to actually get vintage. Good race from you, though. Yeah, we can't hear you. Why can't we hear you? Mate, you're talking.
Yeah, I can't hear it.
If you leave and rejoin, we can't hear you at the moment.
Yeah, that's what I did, and it then ended up working for me. So there you go. Sorry.
And can we hear you now? No, we can't.
Strange.
Oh, I mean, there's probably going to be lots of cheers in the chat now that we can't hear her, but no, we can't hear you at the minute, Baguette. It's not just me that can't hear her, is it?
I don't know what's going on.
I can't hear her either. I can see a green thing moving, but
yeah, we can see that, but we can't actually hear her.
Yeah, that's odd.
It looks like she's just like shouting down the microphone at us now.
Probably.
I don't know if you want to close the app down completely, then come back and rejoin, and we'll come back to you if we can hear you.
Yeah.
But we'll come over to you, Vintage, for the time being. What a race! What a win!
It was a tough one, but thank you. Yeah, I thought I'd messed it up. Completely forgot you only get one set of mediums.
Yes, we were just discussing it. It's rather annoying, actually. We think it's because it's a 50% race. We think that if it was if it was a 100% race, it'd be more. But we're not sure, actually. I mean, it's one of those really irritating things that happens. But no, I mean, race win, great for you, isn't it?
Yeah, as much as that last safety car hindered Kai there, it, like you said, and it most certainly did help me. I got a good start, and I just got enough there to get past Paige.
Yeah.
No, just the ahead of Paige. Sorry.
Yeah, she was hunting you down.
Yeah, one more lap she would have had us for sure. But I think that would have given our DRS as well. But anyway, yeah, obviously keep yourself penalty free, and you can always gain positions. That's the old motto, isn't it? But I'll take it. We'll see if anything happens penalty wise to change anything. But no, I'll take it. 4 podiums and 4 races.
That's definitely a good start to the season for you, isn't it?
Great start to my season, best I've ever had. So
brilliant. We'll keep it up. If you keep going in like this, you'll be pushed up to tier 3.
I'm not going to lie, I was in tier 3 last season, and I do think that I was good enough to stay there. But yeah, definitely, if I can get myself promoted into Tier 3 outright, show them admins you got one wrong this season, but no, I'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Happy day for me.
Yeah, it was very, very good race for you. Paige, can we hear you now?
No is the emphatic answer.
No is the answer to that. I don't know what it is because I've got. Well, I've turned you up absolutely max, and we just can't hear you. I think if you was to talk on my end now, you'd absolutely be deafening me.
Do you have any?
I just disconnected my headphones.
We can hear you. Yeah, so your headphones weren't working. That's what the problem was. There we go. So, Baguette, we will come to you. You missed out by 3/10 of the race win. It's unfortunate, really.
Yeah, I had a bit of a moment going into all the champions on the last lap. Got my second one and I just didn't want to push it.
Yeah, it's sensible, really, because obviously, you don't want to throw away a win, really, or a decent podium. We were actually reading the chat as it stood. They were saying, had you have saved your ERS on the previous lap, you may have stood a bit more chance going down the DRS straight. Obviously, without DRS, was you just trying to push and get it done a lap early, or was it you were just getting, I wouldn't say desperate, but was you just wanting to get the move done sooner than later?
I just wanted to stay with him. I knew if I didn't use it, then he'd pull away too much, and I wouldn't be able to close that back up on the last lap.
Yeah, fair enough. Talk to us about just before the safety car. You were 9 seconds behind Zippy, and then all of a sudden you'd lost 2 seconds to him. What happened there?
Oh, I had a half spin of the hairpin.
There we go then. So that's exactly what happened. That's what you said, Chappers. You did say that there was a half spin somewhere, didn't you, or a moment?
I did indeed, yeah. I did think that something had happened. But also one thing I would like to ask, what actually happened at the very recent of the race? Because I saw that you had to box lap 2.
Carnage does what Carnage does and slams the brakes on turn 1, or at any point in lap 1. He didn't spin until I hit him, but I hit him because he slammed the brakes on.
Okay.
I'd already had a little bit of wheel dynamic adjustment, as in I gave him the most amount of room and he still hit me.
Okay.
I don't know what happened in front of Carnage. I didn't see whether there was a reason for it, but all I've seen is he's just slammed the brakes on the apex. But then he's dangerous.
Okay.
Just constantly weaving when you're alongside, moving in braking zones and stuff. So
interesting.
That's an interesting analysis of Carnage Achilles racecraft there. But yeah, I mean, all in all though, a brilliant podium for you three. Vintage with a race win, Kai with unfortunate amount of time penalties, and Baguette obviously with a very, very good second place. Oh dearie me, we're not going to bother. Right, we're going to ignore that. So Suzuka up next. How do we feel about Suzuka next week? In no particular order. Whoever wants to go first.
Dreading it. There we go. That's my input.
yeah, don't like it.
I'll be honest.
Every third win of the season.
I'm getting that dub. My long-awaited. I've literally been out front by 15 plus seconds in 2 consecutive races, and not. Well, this is the first time I've been on the flipping podium, so
What do you reckon, guys? Do you reckon the curse of Zippo or Chopped by Chappers can sort that out next week?
Absolutely.
We'll do our very best, though.
Chopped by chappers.
I thought it was your last stream anyway, Zippo. Come on.
Well, who knows what's happening? We haven't actually had any official word in yet. But yeah, I mean, hopefully we'll still be here next week. I do enjoy doing tier 4. To be honest with you guys, it's a good tier. I do quite like it.
Well, if you do retire from tier 4, unlucky. We've still got the legend that is Chappers anyway, so it's all good.
No comment.
Thank you.
But yeah, guys, thanks very much for tuning in and obviously joining us on the podium chat this week. Hopefully Suzuka treats you well next week. Personally, I hate the track, and if I can avoid the track as much as I can, I will. So
I still haven't even driven on this game yet, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, I haven't liked it on the last 4 games, so I don't think I like it anymore in this game. So yeah, each to their own. I mean, some people out there absolutely love the track, and
it's literally just that first section. As long as you
it's
get
horrible. And Spoon, when you go through Spoon, you get on that curb, it's just horrible. But guys, it's getting a little bit dicey in the chat over here as well. So we're going to wrap things up. Obviously, we don't really want things like, you know, we don't want the diciness on the stream too much, and especially with people watching. You know, you never know who's watching. But yeah, guys, thanks very much for tuning in. Thanks for joining us here, and we're gonna call it a day there, and see you all next week, of course. So congrats for tonight's race, and we'll see you all next week.
Yeah, guys.
So guys, I think they say that's a wrap.
Certainly.
So yeah, let's call it there, and we'll see you guys next week. Thanks very much for tuning in tonight, guys. I've been Zippo.
And I've been Chappers.
We'll see you again soon, guys. But for now, guys, speak to you soon. Good night.
Bye, guys.